Yesterday my little cousin asked me a lot of questions, which drove me crazy. Serious. She asked me, have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever eaten snake? Have you ever seen a dinosaur in real life? Have you ever fallen in love with a handsome man? Have you ever walked under the rain for many hours and you got sick? Have you ever been to Japan? Have you ever done something stupid? Oh my goodness, too many questions. Yeah, so do you notice that she always used the structure, have you ever? Has anyone asked you any questions and that person used the phrase, have you ever? Yeah. Do you know why they have to use this one? Of course, if that person wants to know your experience, your past experience and anything that you have done so far. Okay, so that's why today I'm going to do a lesson on present perfect. I know that this tense is one of the most challenging or the toughest tenses because of the formula. You see, this is the formula of this tense. We're going to start the sentence, of course, with the subject, and then we're gonna put have and has and then P2. P2 here is past participle. Okay? So I'm going to do it later. But anyway, you have to memorize the formula first. Okay? Have, has, and P2. When do we use have? Yeah, of course, I have, we have, they have. Alright? How about has? Of course, we have she has, he has, and it has. Okay, good job. Thank you. And now I'm going to show you how this tense is used, okay, in various contexts or situations. Now, let's have a look at the first example. I've been a vegan for 5 years. What does it mean by a vegan here? Vegan is a person who doesn't eat meat at all, who doesn't eat meat or fish or any dairy products. He or she only eats vegetables and fruit. Alright, so if anyone who doesn't eat meat or fish at all, he or she is a vegan. Alright, so this is a short form of vegetarian. You can say vegetarian or vegan for short. I've been a vegan for 5 years. 5 years ago, I used to be very fat and everybody teased me. Oh, Camellia, you look fat. You need to lose weight. Again, from that time on, I decided to lose some weight by becoming a vegetarian. So I started to eat vegetables and fruit only 5 years ago. All right. So this year is 2017, right? So that means I started to eat only vegetables and fruit 5 years ago. In 2012. Okay, you can say I started to be a vegan in 2012. Or you can say I've been a vegan for 5 years. All right? So that means, in this case, you can say you started to do something in the past, but now you still do it. Okay? Right? And probably some people have asked you the questions like, how long have you learned English? Okay? Very common question, right? And in this case, you're going to start your question with how long. Because the person here, he or she really wants to know when you started to do something, okay? And for how long you have done that thing, okay? And let us see the preposition for here. For, okay? So if you want to talk about a period of time, all right, you can use for. But if you want to use a fixed a fixed time, okay, or a fixed point of time, you can use since. All right, so this year is 2017. So 5 years ago, since 2012. Okay? Right, again, you can answer like this. How long have you been a vegan? Oh, I've been a vegan for 5 years. Or you can say, I've been a vegan since 2012. Does it make sense? Great job. Good. All right, so in this case, you can use for and since. Okay? And you're going to start your question with how long. Good job. Next. Okay, you still remember the question that my little cousin asked me? Have you ever eaten snake? Okay, so in this case, I'm going to change a little bit with cockroaches. You know, cockroaches. Of course, you see a lot of cockroaches in your house when it's very dirty and untidy. You know, cockroach is a kind of large brown insect that, you know, that has wings, you know, it can fly. Okay, it's very dirty, you know, you have to stay away from it. So cockroaches. But you know what? A lot of people eat insects, and cockroach is one of them. Oh my goodness, I don't know why people can eat this kind of insect. To me, it's very disgusting. Okay? So, cockroaches. All right. Have you ever eaten cockroaches? All right. Yeah, it's very nasty, right? But for some people, it's very delicious or tasty. Okay. So, in this question, you're going to start with, have you ever? Have you ever? Remember, have you? You're going to link these two together. Have you? Have you ever, all right, eaten cockroaches? Or have you ever been to Japan? Have you ever seen a dinosaur in real life? Have you ever climbed a mountain? Okay, so in this situation, if you want to ask about people's experiences, whether they have done it or not, okay, you're going to start your answer with, have you ever? Okay? And after that, you're going to put a P2, okay, with a question mark. Okay, so how do you answer this question? Right, of course, there must be two situations now. The first one, you did, okay? You can say, yes, I've eaten cockroaches 3 times, right? Have you ever been to Japan? Oh, yes, I've been to Japan 3 times or twice, okay? Or you can say, up to now, I've been to Japan 3 times, okay? Okay, you can use up to now, or so far, up to now, so far, okay? Or you can add before here, if you want. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Finn has broken his legs. So in this case, you don't see any adverb of time, right? So you can use present perfect to describe an action that already happened. And now you see the result of an action. Finn was not very careful when he was playing football. So that's why he has broken his legs and then he came home, right? Yeah, so you can use simple present to describe an action that happened with no specific time, okay, or with indefinite time, all right? Because you don't care much about when it happened exactly, okay, when exactly it happened, all right? And the last one, Tom has just received his exam results, okay? So here you see the word just. Okay, so in this case, you use simple present to describe an action that has just happened. I mean, not long ago from the present. Okay, for example, Tom has just received his exam results this morning. Unfortunately, he got 0. Okay, so now he's very scared or nervous because maybe his parents are going to yell at him or scold him because he got bad marks at school. All right? So again, you use this to describe an action that has just happened or has recently happened. Okay? And you really don't care much about a time period when exactly it happened. Okay? One more thing you should remember is yet. Alright? So yet here is normally used in questions and in the negative sentences. Okay? Now for example, your mother came home and she asked you, have you eaten lunch yet? Okay? If you want to make sure that somebody has done something or not, okay, you're gonna use this question. Okay? And you're gonna put yet at the end of the question. And when you answer, just simply say, oh, no, I haven't eaten lunch yet. Or just say, not yet. Okay, so this is a short form. You can say, not yet. Okay, instead of, no, I haven't yet. Okay, thank you. Right, so now let's move on to something really interesting because I know that not many of you guys use these two properly or don't know the exact difference between been and gone. So let me show you how different they are, okay, in two examples right here. Now let's have a look at the two examples here. Now in the first example you see Joe has been to Japan twice. Just imagine Joe is here with you. Joe is talking to you and Joe is telling you his experience when he was in Japan, right? So that means he's not in Japan at the moment. He's here with you and he's sharing with you his experience, all right? So in this case, you can use been, right? But this one is different. Joe has gone to Japan. Your friend may ask you, oh, where's Joe? I haven't seen him for 2 weeks. You can answer like, oh, well, Joe has gone to Japan. So is Joe here in Vietnam now? No, he's not in Vietnam now. He's still in Japan at the moment. Okay? That means Joe hasn't returned to Vietnam yet. He's still, having a very good time in Japan at the moment. Okay? So again, you use been to describe an experience. That means the person has already come back and is here with you and shares with you his or her experience. But gone, different. You use gone, you want to say somebody who is not here with you. He is in the place that you are mentioning. Okay? Yeah. Now, the next structures you may have seen a lot in daily conversations or even in writing is this one. This is the first time, or this is the most beautiful country. So here, people use superlative, okay, to describe their experience or their feelings towards something that they have experienced. Right? So for example, I've never been to Japan before. Okay, but this is the first time, right? I've been to Japan. You can talk about your first experience. You can use this is the first time. How about the second one? Okay, you can still use this is the second time or the third time, the fourth time, whatever. Okay, and this is the most beautiful country I have ever visited. If you want to give some comment or feedback after your visit. Oh, this is the most beautiful country. Or you can say, oh, this is the most terrible country, right? To describe your feeling or, any reviews after the trip. All right, that's cool.